First, we start with breaking news coming in from West Bengal. We're learning that the Bengal S.I.R hearing, remember, will be taking place in the Supreme Court. And now, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has sought to argue her own case. The Chief Minister's left from 181 South Avenue to reach the Supreme Court. She will be in court number 1. Close to 10:30 a.m. She's decided to fight this legal battle from the front line by arguing for her own case. This is Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee leaving her residence to appear in the Supreme Court. She's left from 181 South Avenue to reach the court premises. She will be in court number 1 close to 10:30 a.m. So we're going to break down details of how that plays out in the Supreme Court. But the S.I.R case reaching the Supreme Court this morning, and Mamata Banerjee leading from the front. She's going to be arguing her own case is the big story we're tracking. More than the legal battle here, Mamata Banerjee is certainly sending out a strong message of intent, going straight to the Election Commission, because do remember there's a lot of back and forth we've seen between Mamata Banerjee and the Election Commission officials over the S.I.R exercise in West Bengal, and Mamata Banerjee has strictly opposed it from day one. In the latest, we're learning she's left her residence. She'll be appearing in the case. She'll be arguing the case on her own and has now left her residence to reach the Supreme Court shortly. Shortly, she will be seen in the Supreme Court premises, and the legal battle will be taken forward by none other than the Trinamool Congress Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, upping the ante against the Election Commission. Do remember, she's also not let go of this charge against the BJP, and she has more often than not alleged collusion between BJP and the Election Commission on multiple levels, especially when it comes to the S.I.R exercise. I do want to go across for a quick legal update to Ananya Bhatnagar, who joins us this morning. Good morning, Ananya. What more can you share? This is going to be unprecedented, isn't it? But how does this really look to be playing out in the Supreme Court with Mamata Banerjee arguing her own case?
Well, absolutely. In fact, it's yet not clear that she'll be arguing or not, but definitely she'll be appearing before, in fact, the Supreme Court as a petitioner, before, in fact, the bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya. And clearly, it's a historic day. It's for the first time that a sitting Chief Minister is before the court to argue or to present herself before a court of law, at least before the Supreme Court of India, in order to present her case before the topmost court of the country. This is with regards to the S.I.R. She had filed a petition, and if I show you around, this is in fact the sea gate of the topmost court of the country, from where Mamata Banerjee would be entering inside the premises of the topmost court of the country. And this is the route that she'll be following. If I show you around, this is the Supreme Court. And from here, she'll be walking towards the Chief Justice's court. If you could see those stairs in front of me, these are the stairs from where, in fact, Mamata Banerjee would be walking upstairs. And the gate that is there in the front is the court of the Chief Justice of India, the court number 1 of the Supreme Court, where Mamata Banerjee would be appearing before the Supreme Court as far as her petition with regards to the S.I.R is concerned. And very clearly, if you can see, this is when we talk about the Supreme Court, it is a very, very historic day, because the sitting Chief Minister coming before the Supreme Court, fighting the ante, upping its ante against, in fact, the Election Commission of India. How would this rollout is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. But one thing is for sure, Christine, that there will be a lot of drama unfolding today as far as this hearing before the topmost court of the country is concerned.
Okay, let's for a moment zoom out a little, Ananya, and talk about why this is unprecedented in so many ways. We've seen several opposition leaders take to courts opposing the S.I.R exercise, but like you rightly pointed out, for the first time ever, a sitting Chief Minister has sought permission to appear in person in the S.I.R case. She may also personally present arguments before the Supreme Court. Do we have clarity on that, and how does that really work out during a Supreme Court hearing? Can she come in as she pleases to present her own set of arguments? What's the legality that lies there, Ananya?
You know, two things for sure. One is that until yesterday, what we were told by the legal sources, as far as TMC's legal team is concerned, that they told us that she'll be arguing as well. But later on, the plan was actually changed. But if at all there's another change in plan and she plans to argue, she definitely has the right, not only as a citizen of this country, but also because Mamata Banerjee is a law graduate. She has been practicing until as late as 2003. And that's exactly why, she's also a lawyer. So very clearly, she has all the rights to actually argue before the topmost court of the country. How would that shape up? How would all of this be turning out is something that would be very, very crucial to see. But very clearly, in next few moments from now, in the next few minutes, we'll see that the Chief Minister would be here at the Supreme Court of India and would be presenting her case as far as this ante against the S.I.R is concerned.
Okay. In her application, she said she's well acquainted with the facts of the case. She's aware of the court's decorum and procedures, which is a strong indication, isn't it, Ananya, of how she may personally present arguments in the case. And having said all of that, she also does have an LLB degree. So strong indications coming in, Ananya. Okay, we'll just reconnect that line with Ananya Bhatnagar, who will be getting us all those courtroom updates, how this plays out minutes from now in the Supreme Court. Mamata Banerjee, remembers, likely to enter the Supreme Court premises close to 10:30 a.m. She may personally present arguments in the S.I.R case, is what we're learning as well. Do remember, she's been strongly pushing for impeaching the Chief Election Commissioner. She sought multiple meetings with Election Commission officials as well. And she's gone on to constantly maintain that she doesn't feel convinced about the manner in which the Election Commission has heard her concerns or has addressed her concerns. But let's talk about Mamata Banerjee's plea against the S.I.R. Let's quickly break down details of how this has played out so far, what Mamata Banerjee has alleged. We're quickly putting out some of these big takeaways. What she's alleged is that this violates Constitution and citizenship proof against 2002 cutoff date. What she's seeking is that elections take place as per old rules. So pre-S.I.R exercise is what should be considered as her appeal, that elections held on the basis of 2025 voter list. That's the demand that's coming in. What she has alleged is once again against the S.I.R exercise is that this is conducted with undue haste and it has caused mass disenfranchisement. Apart from that, what she's now seeking is why she's moving the Supreme Court, or is going to be personally perhaps also presenting arguments, is that automatic corrections for spelling mistakes, for logical discrepancies, etc. need to be addressed. She says so far these concerns have not been addressed by the Election Commission. She's also alleged arbitrary document rejection, illogical hearings, unclear instructions. That's the constant complaint lodged by Mamata Banerjee. She's personally attempted to raise this with the Election Commission on multiple occasions. What she's seeking now from the court is that all competent authority issued ID documents be accepted as valid proof. I do want to go across to Ananya Bhatnagar as we break down details of what her concerns have been all this while and where is she seeking relief from the courts. I do want to bring in Ananya. Ananya, we were speaking of the legal background or the acumen Mamata Banerjee possesses. She does have a LLB degree, and to the court as well, she's clearly communicated that she is well aware of the process and the decorum of the court, which is a strong indication in itself.
Well, absolutely, it's a strong indication as far as things are concerned. But a big update that I should give you is that Mamata Banerjee is just a few meters away from the Supreme Court's premises, and she might enter the topmost court of the country any time now. Very clearly, at this particular point of time, she will be entering the courtroom. She'll be coming through Gate C of the Supreme Court, and her car would, since she's a Z+ protectee, she'll be directly, coming towards Gate C of the Supreme Court, and would be entering to the stairs of the court number 1 of, in fact, the Supreme Court of India. It's the central courtyard of the Supreme Court where Mamata Banerjee would be entering from. And very clearly at this particular point of time, it would be very, very clear that, we'll see that the Chief Minister would be entering inside the premises of the Supreme Court.
We just recollect that line with Ananya. He's taking us through all the live developments set to unfold in minutes from now as he shared details on how Mamata Banerjee is just a few meters away from the Supreme Court. Do remember earlier on the 19th Jan hearing, the court had directed Election Commission to ensure transparency and also avoid inconvenience to voters. It had ordered that names flagged under logical discrepancies be displayed at Gram Panchayat Bhavans and also block offices where voters could submit documents and objections. But we've seen non-stop back and forth between the Election Commission and Mamata Banerjee. In fact, the Election Commission very recently hitting out against Mamata Banerjee, spoke of how she misbehaved, thumped the table and left. The Election Commission rejecting Mamata Banerjee's allegations against Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar. So on the sidelines, this is the kind of verbal clash that is currently on and is only seeing an escalation the last few hours between the Chief Election Commissioner and Mamata Banerjee. In fact, several sources have been claiming that Mamata Banerjee had raised false allegations, she misbehaved, she thumped the table and left, and this is only source-based. But for now, the S.I.R showdown reaching the Supreme Court, and Mamata Banerjee, more importantly, may be personally presenting arguments before the court. So this is the latest update on Election Commission versus Mamata Banerjee over the S.I.R exercise. Like I said, the Election Commission had defined logical discrepancies, as was highlighted by the court, as well as inconsistencies linking to the 2002 electoral roll, such as parent name mismatches or age gap below 15 years or above 50 years. The bench had also noted back on the 19th of Jan that nearly 1.25 crore voters had been placed under this category. Mamata Banerjee clearly feels unheard. She says that the Election Commission has not been able to address her concerns. She's decided to move the Supreme Court, and now, minutes from now, in fact, she could be seen entering the court premises as well. Mamata Banerjee has moved the Supreme Court, and now she's also named Election Commission and the West Bengal Chief Electoral Officer as parties. In fact, if we just focus on her petition seeks dismantling of the S.I.R exercise and also conducting 2026 assembly elections strictly on the existing 2025 voter list. Kamalika Sengupta joins us with more details. Mamata Banerjee in the national capital shortly to enter the court premises. And the big news today that we're tracking, Kamalika, is that she may choose to personally present her own arguments.
This is confirmed that she will be placing her own argument. Mamata Banerjee is the first Chief Minister who will be personally presenting this argument before the Supreme Court, because we don't have any such history that no other Chief Minister has done this. She has already informed the Supreme Court. As the Chief Minister and the chairperson of the party, she is best placed to understand the current situation, and she can only present the matter effectively before the court. That's her point. So in her interlocutory application which she has given, she has also stated that that she is fully aware of the rules and decorum of Supreme Court. So she will appear in person. On her behalf, the main petition seeks the withdrawal of Commission's allegedly illegal guidelines. That's what she has mentioned in that petition. And the conduct of 2026 election should be on the basis of existing voter list. Now, this is a very important point. That's what the Trinamool Congress has been harping for the last 48 hours. Yesterday also in her press conference, she has mentioned this. And she has also requested that those who have been summoned due to issues related to their surnames should not be called individually, but that the matter be resolved suo motu. That is another point. Now, let me also tell you that Mamata Banerjee, long back in Calcutta, in Bengal court, she that point of time she presented.
Just a quick interruption, Kamalika. You may continue making your point, but what we're showing our viewers is Mamata Banerjee making her way to the Supreme Court. She's entered the Supreme Court premises, is what we're learning, and possibly the visuals you see on your screens are of Mamata Banerjee entering court number 1. So action set to begin. Kamalika, yes, you were saying.
So she has got a law degree from Jogesh Chandra Chaudhary College. And she has previously also practiced as an advocate. To be very correct, Bengal court in Calcutta long ago, there on a 21st July on that martyrs case where the people died due to police firing. In that case, Mamata Banerjee pleaded herself as a lawyer at that point of time. But here in Supreme Court, as we know, the Supreme Court only a lawyer can represent if that person is a Bar Council member of Supreme Court and also the Bar Council member of the state. She is member of the Bar Council in Supreme Court she is not the member of the Bar Council in Supreme Court, sorry, but she is the member of the Bar Council Court of Calcutta. So she is not pleading today as an advocate. In the early days of her career, where she did plead in Bengal court, and also, that is much before her single movement and all. This is something, this is the optics. This is the show which she wants to put in. That's the political point, which is very important. That there is going to be a today in Delhi where she is trying to give this message to her people that, see, I'm Mamata Banerjee. I'm the Chief Minister. I am standing for the people who are getting harassed because of
it's also
big
big indication ahead of 2026 assembly elections. I do want to bring in Mr. Rahul of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Stay on with us, Kamalika. Mr. Singh, good morning. Your thoughts? We're keeping up with these visuals, Mr. Sinha, of Mamata Banerjee entering the Supreme Court, and my colleagues reporting on the story are telling us we have a confirmation she will be presenting her own arguments. A strong message being sent out by Mamata Banerjee. आप क्या समझते हैं? ये तस्वीरें हम दिखा रहे हैं, दर्शकों तक पहुंचा रहे हैं, सर.
देखिए, ममता बनर्जी वो नाटक करने का ज्यादा आदत है. जो कोर्ट का दर्जा तक नहीं देखा, वो अभी चले गए मामला लड़ने के लिए. ये सब कुछ नहीं, पॉलिटिक्स है. एक्चुअली S.I.R उनके लिए गला का फंदा बन गया. कारण उनका जो वोट में जो उनका जीत जो होते थे, वो सिर्फ जो गैर कानूनी और से वोटर बन गया या मृत वोटर है, इन सब का कारण उन्होंने जीतते थे. वोट में पूरा धांधली करते थे. और आज जब देखा साफ सुथरा हो जाएगा वोटर लिस्ट, तब देखा जो वो तृणमूल कांग्रेस को जीतना एकदम नामुमकिन है. तो ऐसा सिचुएशन में बचने के लिए वो कभी इलेक्शन कमीशन दौड़ते हैं, 6-7 चिट्ठी भी इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिया, केस भी कितना बार किया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट आया कितना बार, हाई कोर्ट आया कितना बार. तो ये नौटंकी इसलिए कर रहा है कारण उनको बचना है. वो जानते हैं जो साफ सुथरा वोटर लिस्ट होगा उनका जितना मुश्किल है. देखिए, बिहार में S.I.R हुआ, किसी को मालूम ही नहीं हुआ S.I.R कब हो गया. लेकिन एक पश्चिम बंगाल को S.I.R हो रहा है, पूरा दुनिया को मालूम हो गया यहीं पर S.I.R हो गया. क्यों ऐसा कर रहा है? करने का कारण यही है जो वो चाहते हैं वोटर तालिका जैसा गर्मिल है, ऐसा वोटर तालिका में अशुद्धि रहे. शुद्धि होगा तो उनके लिए जितना मुश्किल है.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जो उनकी मांगे हैं कि सारे अथॉरिटी इशूड आईडी डॉक्यूमेंट्स बैलेट प्रूफ माने जाएं, और जो अन्य उनकी मांगे हैं उन पे आपकी क्या राय है, मिस्टर सिन्हा? Okay, we seem to have lost that line with Mr. Rahul of the BJP. Of course, calling this nothing but a political witch hunt. My colleague Kamalika Sen-Gupta continues to stay on with us. Kamalika, can you bring to light for us how the BJP in particular is responding to this, at least in West Bengal? Some, like Mr. Sinha, have come out to say that this is nothing but a political vendetta, also linking it to the upcoming elections. What more are they saying?
So that's what their stand is. The BJP is clearly trying to project that what Mamata Banerjee is doing there is nothing but a drama, and Mamata Banerjee is afraid because she is now aware that a lot of her fake voters, specifically her vote bank voters, will get deleted. So absolutely BJP is taking a stand where they are trying to project that this is nothing but Mamata Banerjee's drama to protect the fake voters, the illegal people who are there in Bengal. So there are now, this is absolutely, obviously it's a legal battle in the court, but if we see the broader perspective, it's actually a fight between the two optics. It's two narratives. One aside, Mamata Banerjee is trying to show that she is the messiah of the common people who are getting harassed by S.I.R, and that's why she herself is pleading in the court, not as a lawyer, but as a common person. On the other hand, if we see the BJP's narrative is to show to the people that, see, Mamata Banerjee is trying to save the illegal voters, the infiltrators. So the battle for Bengal has begun, and the narrative fight too. Here, who wins, that is to be seen, but more of the court battle. The court battle will be there, but more, this is a battle of narratives. It is a battle to reach out to the people. Mamata Banerjee trying to reach out to the people by saying that, by showing that, see, I am your chief minister, I am for you, I am there in the court. On the other hand, the BJP is trying to project that, see, she is trying to protect the illegal voters, the infiltrators. So there where the fight is.
Okay, a bit to protect the illegal voters, says the Bharatiya Janata Party. But a lot has been going on parallelly between Mamata Banerjee, the Trinamool Congress and the Election Commission, particularly the Chief Election Commissioner. Give us a lowdown on that front, Kamalika. We saw very clearly and heard Mamata Banerjee level some grave allegations against the CEC, also went on to call him an arrogant man, almost gave a lowdown on how she's been a minister 4 times, she's been an MP 7 times, and she's never seen, or that's at least the allegation she leveled, that she's never seen an arrogant CEC such as Mr. Kumar.
See, there also it's a battle of narratives.
Yeah.
Because if we see first, Abhishek Banerjee along with the MPs went there, they had a discussion with the CEC, and when Abhishek Banerjee came out, he stated that he has come, this CEC was very arrogant, and the way the CEC was talking to him, he said that he's elected and he's elected, and all those drama we have seen. So at that point of time, Abhishek Banerjee hinted that it is Abhishek Banerjee. If Mamata Banerjee comes, then what will happen? Then finally, Mamata Banerjee also came. With whom? With the people who are affected by S.I.R. There too, Mamata Banerjee is trying to play out that politics that, see, for the common people who have been harassed due to S.I.R., I, your chief minister, I have come to plead in front of the CEC, and the CEC has behaved badly. That's what her narrative is. She's trying to project it that she's for the common people who are harassed in S.I.R. On the other hand, here too, what we are getting from our election commission sources, that the CEC was patiently and politely hearing to Mamata Banerjee's each and every point, and was questioning that why there were still the money was not dispersed and other issues. At that point of time, suddenly, Mamata Banerjee, in her way, thumped on the table, and she just went out of the meeting, boycotting the meeting.
Yeah.
Here also there is, these are all the things which is, this time, Bengal elections, the main and the major issue is S.I.R. So both the parties is really trying to fight on that, and these are all, the attempt of showing it to the people that, see, we are there for you. In one side, it's Mamata Banerjee showing I am there for the people. On the other hand, the BJP is trying to show that, see how she's trying to protect the illegal infiltrators.
Okay, Supreme Court to hear Mamata Banerjee's plea very shortly. Stay on with us, Kamalika. I do want to bring in Mr. Riju Datta into the conversation. Good morning, Mr. Datta. Your thoughts? A parallel poster war is also broken out, and we see, some of these strong images being shared on social media. Not just that, it's a strong messaging coming in from the TMC Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. We just took in a reaction from the BJP. They go on to maintain as we speak that this is nothing but a bid to shield fake voters in West Bengal ahead of elections. Your thoughts?
See, BJP, if they say that there are illegal infiltrators and all these people, then the election commission should issue a white paper that they are doing S.I.R in so many states, how many Bangladeshis and Rohingyas they have fought. This is just a false narrative peddled by the BJP, because BJP knows electorally and politically they can never win Bengal. So they are trying to cut the name of the people of Bengal, Indian citizens, just to gain political mileage. This has never happened in India. And as a result of this, it is unprecedented and it is historic that the sitting chief minister in the history of independent India is going to contest the case which is Mamata Banerjee versus Election Commission of India. He is not fighting for her own.
We're constantly keeping up with those visuals. Mr. Datta, just a short while ago, I did speak to Mr. Rahul Sinha of the BJP, and he said not just is this an attempt to protect illegal voters, keeping TMC's electoral base in mind by the entire party and Mamata Banerjee in particular. This is also Mamata Banerjee resorting to optics and, trying to create a lot of drama over an exercise which has been carried out, let's say, in Bihar. And elections took place, everything went on as usual. Why this kind of a contention?
First of all, a very humble advice to CNN News 18 that when you take somebody from the BJP, make sure you take somebody better. On one hand, Rahul Sinha is commenting on Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee is a 7-time MP, 4-time MLA, 3-time Chief Minister of Bengal.
Let's not get personal, Mr. Datta, but yes, go ahead, make your point.
Yeah. Can I finish my point?
Yeah.
After May 2026, she's going to be the 4th-time Chief Minister of Bengal, and on the other hand, in all humility, I'm saying this, Rahul Sinha contested 7 elections in which he lost all 7. So it is very rich from Rahul Sinha and commenting on Mamata Banerjee. See, this is not a fight for Bengal. This is a fight for you This is a fight for me. This is a fight to protect the democracy and the basic fundamental right of an Indian citizen to cast their own vote. That is being taken away. आज बंगाल में हो रहा है, कल आपके साथ होगा दिल्ली में.
What's your best
win
hope,
election.
Mr. Datta, from the Supreme Court hearing? What is the Trinamool Congress hoping for? Because we've seen earlier hearings as well, and the Supreme Court has come out with a set of instructions. Yeah.
I want to ask the CNN News 18, have you got the 5 points on which Mamata Banerjee is going to fight? Otherwise, I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah. No, we do. But sure, if you want us to cross-check
Yes.
all
So
of it one by one.
Yes. So the exact 5 points that on which Mamata Banerjee is going to take the Election Commission head-on in the bench of the Chief Justice Surya Kant. Number 1, Aadhaar has to be accepted, like it is accepted in other states. Number 2, logical discrepancies cannot happen in name mismatch and all spelling mismatch. Like she said yesterday in a press conference, in Aadhaar it can be Chatterjee, in voter card it can be Chattopadhyay. That is not grounds for logical discrepancy. Number three, all micro observers have to be removed because it is illegal and unconstitutional. It is not there in the framework of the Election Commission. Number 4, logical discrepancy list has to be published in the DPO and the CO website. And number 5, the most important point, because of this hasty, unplanned, draconian S.I.R, we have lost 160 people already, and millions are in queue for their names to be deleted from the voter list. So let S.I.R go in its due course, but the election of 2026 should be contested on the 2025 voter roll.
Okay, on the 2025 voter rule. Thank you, Mr. Datta, for sharing your thoughts with us here on CNN News 18. I do want to bring in Ananya Bhatnagar into the conversation once again, strictly keeping up with these visuals from the Supreme Court. On the top left corner of your screens, you see Mamata Banerjee entering the court premises. Ananya, over to you. What's going on there?
Well, absolutely. The court would assemble at 10:30. That's the official time of the Supreme Court to assemble the bench of the Chief Justice of India, Justice S.I.R Showdown. Along with him is Justice Pancholi, Vipul M. Pancholi, and Justice Joymal Abagchi. So very strategic bench, as far as the, hearing Mamata Banerjee is concerned, because at this particular point of time, it's a 3-judges bench that would be hearing Mamata Banerjee's petition. As far as the S.I.R and the Election Commission is concerned, very clearly, Mamata Banerjee has also sought a writ of certiorari, questioning the kind of authority that the Election Commission of India has to actually conduct these kind of proceedings, and also how can they actually judge the citizenship which is not under their domain is what, in fact, the main contentions of Mamata Banerjee are. But definitely one thing is for sure, and Christine, that's what I've been pointing you since the very beginning. It is a fight of optics as well. It's not just a legal battle that is being fought by Mamata Banerjee. It's a big optics battle that Mamata Banerjee is going to fight before the Supreme Court. Whether or not she'll argue is something that would be interesting to see. But at this particular point of time, what is very, very clear at this juncture is that high-level drama would be unfolding before this 3-judges bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant himself. So, she is already inside the courtroom. The courtroom is packed with lawyers, with supporters of, certain supporters of Mamata Banerjee. But definitely some crowd control will be done by the Supreme Court. There have been heavy security deployments as far as the topmost court of the country
Okay,
is
let's get a quick live update. Ananya, we'll come back to you. You're going to be sharing, all details coming in from the top court. 10:30 is the time when the bench assembles. I do want to bring in Arun Dhanta